Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how fashion changed during World War II. As we are stuck by COVID-19 pandemic, we faced a huge crisis in many different ways and people are suffering, feeling depressed and anxious. Similar situations was there during World War II. World War II started from September 1939. It is a fascinating era in fashion, which made an indelible mark on future designer. Clothes were in short supplies because most of the factories were shut down or in bombing. Whatever fabrics was left over got used for military uniforms. For civilians, there was a huge shortage. So, how did they manage? They started reusing older clothes, curtains, and even men suits for making new clothes, and new trend emerged alongside. New fashion emerged like jumpsuit, trouser and utilitarian coats. Let us see how jumpsuit evolves over time. In 1930s, fashion designer Elsa Schiaparelli designed jumpsuit for high society ladies. In that time of war, jumpsuit became very popular as a utilitarian uniform for the working class. Jumpsuit is also known for its genderless style as it is owned by both men and women. In 1940s, the American designer Vera Maxwell designed jumpsuit as a streetwear, which became very popular at that time. In 1950s, American designer Bonnie Cassin introduced jumpsuit as an evening wear. As in 70s style, jumpsuit gained popularity as a high fashion garment designed by French American designer Pauline Trigery. This is how jumpsuit have evolved from humble uniform to a modern day style statement. Another silhouette that became very popular at that time was pants, which has become very staple fashion nowadays. Actually, origin of pants trace back to nearly about 3000 years ago. It has been found among steppe tribes. They were horse riding tribes. They spent entire life on horseback. Out of necessity, these tribes are likely to be the inventor of pants. During World War II, women start working in factories due to severe shortage in manpower. In that new work environment, they started wearing pants for comfort. This was reflected in many movies of that time. Actress Katharine Hepburn appeared in several movies wearing elegant wide leg trousers. Before World War II, women's wearing pants was not encouraged. We see in 1913, Mary Edward Walker, a medical army surgeon, wore men's trousers and was arrested several times for this. It was seen as an offense. She was even arrested at the ripe old age of 80. Here we see how social barrier got broken in very short time and pants become accepted as a mainstream women's wear. Rationing of raw materials. During the war, the army was fighting in severe winter, so they needed a lot of fabrics like cotton, wool for blankets and clothing. After the attack of Pearl Harbor, Japan entered the war. Due to this, Japanese silk was banned in USA and Europe. This led to scarcity of traditional raw materials. Earlier, women used to wear Victorian styles like long A-line skirts, corset tops, peasant blouses, etc. Now, due to scarcity of materials, simple classic clothings were adapted like pants, simple blouses, and short dresses. In fabrics, rayon was extensively used and got very popular. This fabric is suitable for women's versatile clothing. The best part is that it did not shrink or get crease and could be produced in either lighter or heavier weight variations. Corsage. In French, corsage used to be called as bouquet de corsage. Corsages were made of fresh flowers and were very popular. They were usually worn on women's dresses toward the shoulder. During the war, as fresh flowers were not readily available, so artificial flowers were used. They were made from silk, netting, and pearl beads. Later, a new trend started to wear corsage on the wrist. Stockings of Victorian era were knee-high tights. They were worn underneath all the layers of petticoats and skirts, and never seen in public. But in private, women loved these fancy, colorful designs. They were mainly made of silk, cotton, and wool. During the war, as these materials were not available, nylon came up as substitute. Wallace Carothers was a chemist working in a DuPont company. He invented nylon as a synthetic material. Bobby ankle length socks made of nylon were introduced during this time and become very popular. Even socks that we see today are an adaptation of them.